He maha ngā kaupapa ke waini nui a tātou ngai ni toko tonu nei. E tahi wā e kaupapa pakanga. E tahi wā e kaupapa kohau te rongo. Engari i te rānei, ka noko tahi nei tātou i rungi te kakālo tahi. A re miharo pai au ki tēnā tū āhuatanga. He tauhira pai mō a tātou nei hunga e noho maina ki tēnā kāinga o tātou kia kite mai. Anei anō ngā iwi e mahitahi ana kia puta he hua o te katoa. Nā rira, e mihi tunana kia tātou katoa e o kurangatia. Tātou katoa ngā uri hoki o rātou, e noho pū mau nei te maharatanga ki a rātou, mea rātou nei wawata, mō tātou. Nā i tēnei rā, kua aho tutuki pēr te tahi o ngā wahanga. Nā rātou anō i moia mā tātou whakatutu. Nā rira tēnā tātou katoa. Kia ora, ni hao, greetings. Ki te koe, he whai kōrero no tā. Nā te nui o tēnei rā, e tikāna kia tika hoki waku kōrero. I roto te reo pīki ti hoki, kia mālama pai te katoa. So when we reflect upon the aspirations of our ancestors, we think about a thriving Māori society that produces individuals whose potential is revealed by numerous opportunities in health, education, employment, and economic development. Moreover, our forebears expected that existing opportunities would be further enhanced by the arrival of the British Empire and monarchy, who provided a window to the world of international commerce. Our ancestors wasted no time in coming to terms with the colonial paradigm of the time, developing our own written alphabet by 1821 and establishing relationships with other nations. And by the way, the alphabet was created by the Whangaroa people i te wai haere atu o hika ki England. O hika rao ka waikapu, ne? And establishing relationships with other nations around the world. This culminated in our Declaration of Independence in 1835 and the entering into a treaty with the British Crown. But long before the treaty was signed at Waitangi in 1840, Māori leaders had already established a formal connection with China as a Pacific nation. During the early 1800s, a relationship was established between the last Emperor Puyi and the sovereign representatives of Māori in Aotearoa. This relationship was formalized with dialogue and the exchange of gifts, leading to the immigration of descendants of Puyi to live amongst Māori. And that descendant of Puyi was raised by a Māori family here in Aotearoa, probably the safest place in the world at the time. Other historical events have thrown Māori and Chinese people together over the generations, resulting in many common cultural understandings between us as Asian Pacific people, because that's what we are. In contrast, our European counterparts have grown apart from our early agreements, ignoring our sovereign status and desecrating what we have considered to be a sacred covenant in Te Tiriti o Waitangi. Thus, the early aspirations for prosperity among our forebears have been eroded by land and resource loss, marginalisation from decision-making processes, and exclusion from the engine room of the New Zealand economy. The result has been an Indigenous people and culture in trouble, and the situation has been gradually getting worse as time goes by. In order to arrest the slide of Māori citizens into a state of second-class citizenship, the iwi or tribes of the country have embarked on a revitalisation regime that addresses the political and economic needs of Māori communities. Now there is a national forum of tribal leaders who own and wield influence over a large stake in the New Zealand economy. The three iwi that have driven this particular project have recognised the importance of iwi development and participation in establishing and maintaining the economic drivers of our region and our people. This has required us to go beyond being mere consumers and seeking to invest in infrastructure that can make a real difference to outcomes within our communities, both at home and globally. We have also recognised that the knowledge and communication industries are the future generators of wealth within our postmodern capitalist economy. Access to and use of information communication technology will become the deciding factor on whether we can take our people into the future on a parity with other New Zealanders. But good ideas and all the willingness in the world will not be enough to create our presence in the ICT sector. It requires resources and expertise that have until now been beyond our capability. While we received some encouragement from government ministers early on, it became clear that they were not interested in financially supporting our iwi-owned initiative. Nor was the telco industry, who seemed to consider us as interlopers in a sector which they have controlled and profited from as monopolies for many decades. Even some of our more corporate developed iwi failed to rise to the challenge, leaving our 3 relatively small iwi to proceed on the belief that this was indeed a feasible and important strategic investment in the infrastructure of our region and our people. It has been hugely refreshing to find amidst the communications industry, private sector, certain individuals and companies who have a good appreciation and understanding of iwi and their responsibilities as tribes to our nation and people, both Māori and Pākehā. Their mature comprehension of the issues and unhesitating technical support has far surpassed any official response or involvement by government, and perhaps indicates that the private sector has recognised the importance of cultural capital to cost efficiency ahead of the public sector, who continue to misread the role of iwi as a negative demographic feature within New Zealand society. And I must pay tribute to Roger McDonald as a role model for this new type of thinking in the private sector, in recognising the power and the integrity of iwi. But even the understanding of the sector would not be enough to ensure that we could achieve the outcomes that we require for our people. We would need a big brother, tuakana, to help us through the organisational and financial complexity of completing a project such as this. Unlike many other New Zealanders, we as iwi Māori, as I've said, already enjoy a cultural and respectful relationship with the Chinese people and welcome their involvement in supporting our economic development, our aspirations and our autonomy. We have been very clear about our objective to create infrastructure enabling tribal prosperity and about our aspirations for the realisation of the potential of our people, particularly our youth, their culture and their resources. In turn, our Chinese friends have also been clear about how they can support us and about working towards future opportunities for joint venture initiatives across a range of industries, from farming through to communications. And I want to especially thank Mr. Yongwei Kwan, David, for the commitment that you have shown to this project. It has been very noticeable and appreciated. Hence, we are proud to stand side by side with our Chinese and New Zealand partners to present this initiative to the nation as an example of what can be achieved when business relationships are founded upon mutual respect and understanding of each other's culture, needs and priorities. This has been a missing ingredient in our past participation as tribal entities, and in my view, the country has suffered for it, with lost opportunities and societal inequities littered across our socio-economic landscape. Today, we have entered a new millennium, where the taniwha and the dragon are working together as one to create a new and exciting future for Māori people and for Chinese people that is really a fulfillment of the early aims and aspirations of our tupuna. Mai te tainga mai o te whāhea ko ki te rate, te matapiri ki te ao. And in this sense, this project, in fulfilling those early aspirations of our forebears, is actually a contemporary expression of our true tino rangatira. E mahitahi ana tēnā kokonga me tēnā kokonga kia tūrangatira ai o tātou nei iwi. I runga anō te whakaara ko te iwi nui, ko te iwi Māori. Ahakoa ko tēnā hapu, ko tēnā iwi o te motu, pai o ki tērā. Engari ko te iwi nui, ko te iwi Māori. Ina ka ka pakari tonu tātou ki tēnā tū āhuatanga, ka ore kore, ka puta he hua mo te katu. Nā reire I rungi e nei kōrero mihi kauna ki a koutou katoa. I tai pai mai nei I rungi te maharatanga ki o tātou mātu. Me tangi tonu te ngākau ka tika. Mō ā rātou nei wā I mahi kaha hoki rātou, I tumanako pū hoki rātou, mō ā rātou nei uri, ā rātou nei mokopuna, ko tātou hoki wena. E mihi tunana ki a koutou e ngā kau mātu e ngā puia, e pupuri tonu nei ki te mana me te mauri, te ihi, o tō tātou nei mauritanga.